Assalamu alaikum students. This is lecture number 4 for chapter number 4, and today we will discuss about the relationship between cell structure and cell function. This is very easy topic. I hope you understand it. If you see, there are 200 different types of cells in our body. 200 different types of cells in our body, and we all of know how these cells are made. When our specific tissues perform same function, they make our cells. So we have 200 different types of cells in our body, and these all cells do their specific job. They have their specific function. So we can discuss the cell structure and their function according to their some characteristics. What are these characteristics? First of all, we can discuss this cell function according to their size and shape. Size and shape. Secondly, we can discuss according to surface area and volume to ratio. And the third one, we can discuss according to absence and presence of organelles. Absence and presence of organelles. So now we will discuss first the point size and shape of the cell. If we take an example of animal cell, in animal cell we can discuss about the RBCs. RBCs means red blood cells. We all of know red blood cells are round and in flat shape, and their important role is that they are mostly present in our blood, and they carry a chemical which is called hemoglobin, and hemoglobin carry oxygen in it, and when these red blood cells mix with blood and goes each and every part of our body, they give oxygen to our body. Secondly, we can take example of nerve cells. Nerve cells are long. Approximately they are 1 meter long. Why they are important? Because we all of know our brain is the head of the body, head of the all organs of the body. So every message comes from our brain and it is received by our spinal cord, and from our spinal cord nerves are arising, and they goes each and every part of our body, and when they reach an area, so they take message from the brain and take and convey that message to the relevant organ. So these nerve cells are long, and their function is very important in human body. And the third, if we take an example of plant cells, in plant cell, if we take an example of xylem cells, we know xylem cells, these are like tube-like structures. They are present in the stem, and their important function is that they take up water and salts from the roots and take up the all aerial parts of the plant, कि ये पानी और salts को रूट से एब्जॉर्ब करते हैं और उसको कहाँ लेके जाते हैं, प्लांट के पूरे हिस्से तक उसको पहुंचाते हैं. सो दीज xylem cells are very important. So in this characteristic size and shape, we can see the shape of red blood cells is like this. They are round and flat. Nerve cells, they are very long, and xylem cells, they are present. These are red blood cells, these are nerve cells. And if we take an example of xylem cells, so xylem cells are present in the stem. So they are in the tube-like structures in the stem, and they are connected with roots. So these are roots, these are xylem cells. So they take up water and salts, and they collect water and salts from the roots and take up by all aerial parts of the plant. The second characteristic is surface area and volume to ratio. In this characteristic, we can take example of root hair cells. Root hair cells. Root hair cells, they are present under the ground. All plants have roots, and further these roots are divided into root hairs. Further they are divided into root hairs. So they have a large surface area. Root hairs, they have a large surface area under the ground, and the important function is that they have large, so they can absorb more and more water for the plant. And the last one is absence and presence of organelles. To understand this point, first of all we have keep in mind what are organelles. Organelles are those part of the cell which secrete something from their body. Secrete means which produce some juicy, which can produce some hormones from its body. So the organelles which secrete something, they have some important organelles in them. If we take an example of in animal cell, in animal cell we all of know, in animal cell endoplasmic reticle is present, Golgi apparatus is present. And if we take an example of plant cells, plant cell, so in plant cell plastids are present. Plastids are present. So this is very clear to all of you that we have also discussed plastids before. Plastids are the important part of the plant which do the photosynthesis for the plant, and they consist of three parts: chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast. So in plant cell, which organelles are present? Plastids are present. And if we take animal cell, so in animal cell endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi apparatus, they both are complex and they are present in the cell. This is the introduction of relationship between cell structure and function. Okay, why cells have their specific shapes? Because of their specific shape, they do their specific functions. As we see, these are nerve cells, they are very long. Definitely they can take message from the brain and convey the relevant part of the body. But the function of red blood cell is different, its shape is different, its size is different, because they are very tiny. Their structure is approximately 8 μm. 8 μm. This is the size of the red blood cells. So why their size is very tiny? Its answer is very simple, because red blood cells have to move a very small blood vessels in the body, and these small blood vessels are called capillaries. Now next, so this part is clear to us that cells are 200 different types of cells. So in our body, the main important cells which we discuss again and again, these are nerve cells, these are muscle cells, these are skin cells, and these are red blood cells. So these are main important cells in our body. Nerve cells, I have told you now that they are long and they conduct impulse in our body. Muscle cells, the function of muscle cell is that they conduct contact and relax our body. They contract and relax our body. This is the function of our muscle cells. And skin cells also play very important role. First of all, they protect our body, because this is the outer layer of the part, this is the outer layer of our body, so they protect our body. They maintain temperature of the body, the temperature of the body, and they attack against pathogens, and they attacked against pathogens. So this is the function of our skin cells. They protect our body because the skin cell consists of double layers. They have different layers. So they protect our body, they maintain our body temperature, and they can against the pathogens. Now red blood cells, they are flat, they are round, they carry a chemical hemoglobin which have oxygen in it. So due to these red blood cells, oxygen reach in each and every part of our body. Next is that cell as an open system. Cell as an open system. Cell as an open system. This is very clear all of us that why cell is called an open system, because many materials can enter in the body of the cell and it can out many materials from its body. So it has an open system because cell make ATP molecules. It needs energy in the form of ATP molecule. So how it can grow? It needs energy. So the substances which gives energy to the cell, they can enter easily in the part of the body, and the substances which are not important for the body of the cell, they can out from the body of the cell. So that's why cell is called as an open system. And if we talk about the size of the cell and the volume ratio of the cell, we have three types of cells in our body. One is called smallest cells, second is called bulkiest cells, and third one is called large cells. So if we see the cells according to their size and according to their volume ratio, we have three types of cells in our body: smaller cells, bulkier cells, and large cells. So now we will discuss these characteristics with the help of examples. Smallest cell, bacteria. Bacteria are the smallest cells, prokaryote. For example, bacteria, they are the smallest cells. So these smallest cells are called mycoplasmas. The smallest cells of bacteria are called mycoplasmas. And there is another example of red blood cells. red blood cells. These are also smallest cells in our body. Now we will discuss why they are smallest and why they are important. Its answer is very simple, because red blood cells are very smallest. Their diameter is approximately 8 micrometer. So they are very tiniest, because in our body we have very narrow and tiniest blood vessels in our body. We have arteries, we have veins, and the tiniest blood vessels are called capillaries. So the size of the smallest size of the red blood cells help them that they can also pass through the capillaries. So when they pass through the capillary, they give the oxygen to our body parts, and that's why our body is ready to do the work. Second is bulkier cells, the bird eggs. Example is that the bird's eggs. The bird's egg, it is a bulkier cell. Bulkier means it is a fatty cell. It is like a round shaped cell. So why it is bulkier? Answer is very simple. We all know that all birds, they have a large bulkier cells, because they have to contain a large nutrients in the cell, which help them to grow their young ones in the cell. We all know that the embryo is developed in the egg. So if this egg cell is bulkier, so it contains a large nutrients in them, and because of that large bulkier cell, so it has large nutrients in them. So because of that, it help to grow the embryo in the cell. Means that it help in the growth of embryo in the cell. And the last one is large cells. Example of large cell is nerve cells. Because nerve cells are very long, their length is about 1 meter. And why they are? Because they help the body parts to in pulling and pushing. They help the functioning of the body parts, like, for example, pushing and pulling. When we want to push something and when we want to pull something, at that time our nerve cells help us, and they are very large in size in our body. This is the introduction of cell structure, their function, their size, why cells are in different shape, what are their specific job, and why do they have specific shapes. We have discussed in this topic. Now we will discuss the passage of the molecules. Okay, we will discuss about the passage of molecules. Molecules in and out of the cell. First of all, we understand the topic. What is the topic? Passage of molecule. Okay, what is the passage? What is the pathway in which some materials can enter in the body of the cell and how they can out the body of the cell. So according to this topic, first we will discuss about the diffusion. It is a process of molecules. It is a process in which molecules move from higher concentration to lower concentration. Higher concentration to lower concentration. In short form, we can write like this: higher concentration to lower concentration. It is a movement of molecules. So question is that why diffusion is important? What is the role of diffusion? Diffusion is very important because it maintains the equilibrium state in our body. Equilibrium. State in our body. What is equilibrium? Equilibrium is it maintains the temperature of the body and the substances which are coming out of the body. It maintains their temperature, it maintains their balance. That's why a cell can get energy. So diffusion is a process in which molecules move from higher concentration to lower concentration. First point is there. Secondly, if we talk about human body, in human body at 0 degrees Kelvin scale, degrees Kelvin temperature, which is equal to minus 273 degree centigrade, all molecules comes in a stable form. At that temperature, all molecules come in a stable form. Now diffusion help in many things. Diffusion help in many things. In human body, gaseous exchange in lungs. Gaseous exchange in lungs is happen due to diffusion. Then gaseous exchange in gills in fish. Gaseous exchange in gills fish. It is also happen due to diffusion, a process of diffusion. And the maintenance of glucose, molecules in small instant time lumen to villi. So this is the importance of diffusion. It helps in gaseous exchange in the human body in the lungs. It helps in gaseous exchange in the fish in the gills, and it also maintains the level of glucose molecules in small intestine lumen to villi. उन सबको ये मेंटेन करने में हेल्प करती है. सो डिफ्यूजन इज़ अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट. इट इज़ अ इम्पॉर्टेंट pathway of the molecule, pathway of the cell. So diffusion is the opposite of passive transport. Diffusion, passive transport. If we talk about the diffusion, so passive transport is the opposite of diffusion. Next one is osmosis. How osmosis is happen in the body of the cell. Before diffusion, after that there is a facilitated diffusion. Facilitated diffusion. It is a process. There are some molecules in the body of the cells which are large and which need to push. So how they get the push? They get the push from a protein, and that protein is called a protein. So it needs a protein. Facilitated diffusion, it needs a protein. So some materials can push into the body of the cell through facilitated diffusion with the help of a protein. So that process is called facilitated diffusion. I hope you understand diffusion and facilitated diffusion. Thank you so much.